All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakwadash, double honor unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right, and what I want to get into today, is a lesson called much given, much required. Okay, much given, much required. And as we, come to the understanding of what we're a part of, okay, then we really begin to grow. Understanding what we're a part of, which is something, we touch on often. That's when you really start to grow. And that's with anything in life. Whenever you know your role, your purpose, all right, within, a system, then you begin to grow and flourish, within your office, within your life. Okay? And as we, understand, because, we grew up in a society in Western culture, was based off individualism. That's why you just have all this random decision making. It's just a bunch of randomness. It's just so much dysfunction and chaos because it's just a bunch of randomness because it's based on individualism. But the Bible teaches us to be nation minded, and the Bible, okay, is putting us in the ruling class mentality. And when people think of ruling or kings, because see, everybody, wants these extraordinary perks and privileges and comforts, that they think just, that when they think about rulership, they think of the perks, the privileges, and the comforts, and the fame and the authority, okay? But people don't think about the responsibility that comes with it. We live in a society where people want all this authority and comforts and privileges, all right? But everyone shies away from responsibility, man. And as men of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, we're learning what a king is, what a king does. Everybody throw their word king around all over the place, but now we're really learning, okay, what is that? Okay? Because you don't associate the king with being the head of the state. People associate king with riches, women and wine. Okay, the best, clothing, decked out. Okay, well, no one really goes into the responsibility, all right, that a king will have. Yes, he will be the most powerful man in the realm, but he will also have the most responsibility in the realm. Okay? And this is what we're learning. And the one thing about it, when you think about a prince, we talk about this. A prince will have a real, tedious and it'll be a real tedious and strict upbringing. All right, as a prince, all right, if you was under a wise king, okay, a good king, all right, his sons, okay, especially the firstborn. And the firstborn, he would get the most chastisement. He would get the most scrutiny. He would, get the most responsibility put on him at an earlier age because he's the next heir. All right, he's next up. The other sons will be taught, how to rule as well, but it will be emphasis on the firstborn. So if we those first fruits, okay, of the nation of Israel, all right, as it goes into a superior of his own kind, all right, you go into the definition of first fruits, okay? Well, guess what? The Lord expects much more from us, man. And this is why, I know you brothers probably can attest, it's like our whole life it was always way more expected of us than everyone else. And we'll get into that. Because guess what? The Lord was always grooming us, man, to be rulers. If we, were predestined to be part of it, the elect, man, to be part of that number. Okay? Because you go to Isaiah 1 and 4, it says, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of thy womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Okay? So before we was in the womb, everything was already set up. And that's why, I know it's not just me, but I know, like I say, you brothers can attest, man. Like coming up, it was always like we was getting the short end of the stick, and so much was expected of us, man. And it seemed like, all the authority figures, our parents, our uncles, or supervisors, like they would always just nitpick and critique every little thing that we did. And it seemed like everyone else was just able to chill. Well, the Lord knew us from the womb. Okay, He knew what spirit He was sending down into these bodies we're in. Okay, and from day one, all right, hey, the Lord was grooming us, man. Okay, in some form, shape, or fashion, He was grooming us, man, for what we're doing now. All right, and ultimately for what if we're of that number to be joint heirs with Yahushua. See, we got to be built a certain way to rule with Yahushua, man. Okay, the ways of the West and America and this soft ass backward ass shit that we was brought up in, man. Nah, man, the Lord, even though we was raised here, man, it's like the Lord always, it seemed like we was always isolated. As and I know I'm not the only brother that feel like that, but it seemed like, we was always isolated. I used to feel like I was always isolated, man. But there was the Lord dealing, and we're gonna get into it now. Let's go here, because the prophets, okay, are the ones that's gonna eventually become what? The kings. And let's prove that. Okay, let's prove that. Let's get that in 2 Timothy. All right, the prophets are eventually going to be the kings. Okay, this is 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 7. It says, I have fought a good fight. Now this is the Apostle Paul, which is what? He was a prophet. He was a teacher. Okay, an apostle, man. All right, he said, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept my faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love His appearing. So the Apostle Paul had an expectation of a crown, which is rulership, represents sovereignty, man. Okay, represents authority. So Apostle Paul had the expectation of becoming a king, all right, at the end of his fight, man. Okay, and that's something that's promised, okay, to all the prophets, man. Okay, this is the time where the prophets, okay, are getting ready to get their reward. Okay, Revelation 11 and 18, it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is coming. That's where we at now with it. Okay, and these nations are getting ready to fight, for position in this new world order. Okay, hey, these nations are angry. Okay, we waking up. These elites of these nations, these I'm talking about the ones that's in council with the elites of Esau. They know who we are, man. Okay, so there's a lot going on centered around us waking up to who we are. Okay, and it says, and thy wrath is come, which the Lord is finna display His anger against these nations, man. It says, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and should destroy them which destroy the earth. So now the prophets finna get their reward. Okay, the 1/3, everyone's finna be rewarded, but the prophets, all right, finna get those thrones, man. All right, but before we will be before we would come into those thrones, hey, we had to be groomed, we had to be chastening. Okay? We had to be chastening, man. Like it was like you study your life of a prince. Go into the how Xerxes, how he came up. Okay? You go into Mehmet, all right, the second, I think, of the Ottoman Empire, and see how he was raised up, man. Okay? You go into these different, you study how princes were brought up, man. Hey, it was a lot expected of them, man. You seen that on Bridgerton, with the Duke. All right, you seen when he was small and this and daddy, seeing he couldn't talk, and he was pissed, man. He pretty much disowned him, okay, cause he like, goddamn, cause you look, it's a movie, Jake, they paint Jake way worse than it was, cause hey, as a man of authority and responsibility, okay, yeah, you're gonna be austere, you're gonna be strict because your position requires you, okay, to be on point, man. Okay, hey, their position requires a lot, So he disowned him because he understood, like, look, my son gonna be responsible for a lot of things, So the Lord, He puts us in these situations. He puts us through this tribulation, these chastisement, because He's dealing with us as with sons. Okay, and then let's go here. Let's go ahead and get that. It's the book of Hebrews 12. All right, Hebrews 12 and 6. It says, I started 5. Hebrews 12 and 5. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Okay? And we want to be those acceptable sons of Yahweh Shema Shah. So the Lord scourges and chastens us out of love. Okay? To prepare us for our inheritance, man. Prepare us for our duties and responsibilities, man. So this is why the Lord put us in these circumstances, and you look at it from, you like, damn, it's unfair. Like, damn, why is me all the time? Why I get the short end of the stick? But that's the Lord. He was always dealing. He was always dealing, brothers. And it says, if you endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? So us enduring this chastening, and then when you start to see what you're becoming, then it's like, oh, okay. And you accept these things with joy. We start to accept these things with joy. We don't shy away, because you had your times, man, where you want to shy away from responsibility, man. Okay? Like, it be times, man, you like, damn, everybody else, just got it, like they got it easy, man, It was just, I say, grandparents expected more of your parents, everybody expected more of you, Remember, staying with my grandmother, they expected me to pay bills. I was a grandchild. Some of her sons didn't pay nothing, but they, used to be on me tough, what you on mine, but then, like, they don't got it, so, they had to buy, buying groceries, and, you look at all those things, and it's like, okay, now, because as we mature in the truth, and then you start reflecting on your life, as we start to learn, then it's like, oh, a lot of things, make sense, everybody else pretty much got to do what they want with them, with their money, but, I was tired, I always had, to handle, the matters of the house first, and and it was like, damn, it used to be, it just seemed like so unfair, in every situation. Okay, like you see, and we never. It's like, you'll look at Jake, from around the way, and how, they was able to just go lay up, with different women, not have no responsibility, drive their cars, wreck their cars, come back with the car on empty, go to jail. Everybody put their house up for this nigga, man. But when it came to you, okay, it was a list this long of expectations, man. Like, look, man, everybody just had expectations, man. But see, that was the Lord having expectation. He was grooming us, man. Because it was just a lot of time, like, damn, it's unfair. They got it made, like, Jake go to prison, be living better than you, man. Jordans, 7 pair of Jordans, outfits, the iPhone 12, you on the outside catching hell, man, with all these responsibilities, man. But like I say, and it was times like, damn, I want to shy away. I want to be, I want to be responsibility free and just live and just do, just lay up and, nobody expecting nothing out of me, man. Okay? Everybody coming to my aid, and I make a mistake, but it was like, nah, man. The Lord, hey, it was a hard knock life, man. Lord made sure that, brothers, some more than others, but a lot of brothers, hey, got it the hard way, man. But there was the Lord. Okay? It says, but if ye be without chastisement, wherefore are ye whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. And we use this with Esau because he's a bastard. He's not of the inheritance because a bastard wouldn't have a part of the inheritance. Okay? Well, even the 2/3 in the world, guess what? They're not part of the inheritance of the first fruits. So that's why the Lord really don't require much from them niggas. That's why, you look at them niggas get to live these responsibility-free lives because the Lord ain't requiring much from them. He's requiring much from us. And who did he require the most from? Yahushua. And that's why Yahushua had to go through the worst suffering, man. Okay, the scriptures say his visage was marred more than any man. The way he was tortured to death. Okay? The scripture say it pleased him to bruise Yahushua. All right? Because he knew what it was going to produce after he did that, man. And Yahushua said we will have to drink of that cup. Okay? So we're drinking of that cup of it's a lot of chastisement in that cup, man. If we gonna reign with him, we gotta suffer as he did, man. If we want the same results as Yahushua, we gonna go through the same sufferings, man. All right, whichever portion, of suffering that's meant for us, we're gonna go through that, man. But it's chastening us, all right, to be able to hold down our responsibilities in the kingdom when we're joint heirs with Yahushua, man. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's get that in Luke. Because everybody, I say you think of a king, people just think of, like I say, the women, the gold, the wine, the big, the table full of, delicacies and desserts and, steaks and, but it's a lot of responsibility come with it, man. And then you grow into it. We begin to grow into these things, man, and start, handling these things, and it becomes, a second nature. It starts to become second nature, man. This is Hebrews 12 and 47 says, and the servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. Okay? Because if you are the son of a king, okay, and you know your father's will, okay, and you don't do it, all right, there was cause for heavy punishment, man. Okay, and this was Jake to know they're Israelites. See, Jake find out they're Israelites, and they think, that like I say, that this is a thing of gimmicks and clout. Jake want to debate. Jake want to, be at the club and, with the fringes on and. Okay, Jake really don't understand the responsibility that we stepped into. Okay, Jake wants, try to justify eating pork. Niggas like that gonna get beat with many stripes, man. Because when you proclaim that you're an Israelite, when you make that confession, okay, you're saying that you agree to what's required of an Israelite, man. Okay? And if you don't, adhere to it, hey, that's why we're finna see fringes and head wraps everywhere in Jacob's trouble. Okay? Jacob's trouble ain't just for, Pookie and Ray Ray. They gonna get it too. But it's gonna be worse for you guys to know that you're Israelites, man. Okay? And bullshit, man. All right, verse 48 says, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, him they will ask the more. So, I say, you look at these, you look at these Jakes and they got it. It's like, damn, these niggas winning. You like, Jake got it made, Jake had it made responsibility free, and everybody loved this nigga, man. He got, everybody's taking care of this nigga. He's like, damn. But the Lord not requiring nothing from them guys, man. Okay, and then them guys are enabled, like men that live like that, they're enabled. They always have to depend on somebody. Okay, they can never be self-sustaining. They always have to depend on somebody in some shape, form, or fashion, man. Okay, whether it's they mother or a woman, for the most part. Okay, but nah, man, the Lord is making us rulers and judges, man. Okay, so he made it to where, a lot of situations we would have to, work uphill. Like all the odds would be stacked against us, and still expected to get it done. But there was conditioning, man. All these situations, like the odds was always stacked against us, but it was required for us to get it done. The Lord was dealing, man. Okay? Much was required of us, man. Okay? I read this in NLT, so Hebrews 12:48. But someone who does not know and then does something wrong will be punished only lightly. When someone has been given much, and we know we want to be joint heirs with Yahweh, that's a lot. Okay? So we got a lot that's going to be given unto us, man. That authority, that power, the perks and the privileges that come with that, man. That's going to be a lot. Okay? It says, when someone has been given much, much will be required in return. And when someone has been entrusted with much, even more will be required. Okay? Even more will be required, man. So the Lord is requiring a lot of us, okay, because he's finna give us a lot, okay? So we have our times where, you want to pout and, poke your lips out, okay? But then we have to understand what the Lord is doing, man, okay? He's chastening us, all right, to be joint heirs, man, and it's all out of love. What he did to your house is out of love. See, the way of Father, that's why you look at these men, that are like elite, athletes. You look at the Mayweather, all right, and Steph Curry, and what you see, how their fathers were hands on, okay, to make them to where like they built different, they just built a certain way, and that's the power of a father, being hands on with his son, chastening his son, taking them, really, drawing things out of them, man, constantly testing the limits. That's why this is what, as a father, see, the father, people think of the father as someone, he can whoop your ass harder than the mother. When they think of the father and the discipline, they just think, well, he can whoop his ass harder than the mother. Okay, nah, man, it's way more than that, man. With a father and son, the ass whooping was the last resort when everything else failed. Okay, but the father knew how to give his son responsibility and hold him accountable. Okay, the father would know how to push his son to the limit over and over again, you know, and put that confidence in him. All right, and draw out, you know, their champion in them, man. Okay, set up their structure. Okay, teach them how to deal in daily affairs, man, as a man. Okay, well, it was a lot that went into that dynamic of father and son. Okay, and then, you know, because the woman, the woman, you know, she, it's a lot of things that what fathers do with the son that the woman gonna look at as too harsh and too, you know, in this society where the woman has authority, you know, she can stop the process, you know, of the father trying to groom his son. She can intervene, and, you know, because it's a balance, because the nurture is needed, but that chastening is needed as well, man. You know, that plays a major part in the development, man. So we was always being developed, brothers. You know, we was always being developed, and I'm gonna end it here. All right, this Sirach 30:1. It said, "He that loveth his son, causing him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end." Okay, and we're coming to the, because the word say, the end of the thing is better than the beginning. Okay, and the father will chasten his son, and he will always be thinking about the finished product. You remember, men are farsighted. Okay, men see the bigger picture and everything. Men, all right, have a long term, okay, purpose in what they're doing. Okay, and then that's why it don't make sense. Like women, it don't click with a woman, all right, because she's not built to think like that. She's built to fill in the gaps, okay? While the husband is setting up things for the long term, okay? So the Lord, all right, he's concerned about the final product, man, and it's gonna be, all right, a joint heir with Yahushua. You know, it's gonna be his sons ruling in righteousness, all right, in the earth, man. That's the end game, you know. So that was the point. You know, Lord will you, brothers, all right, and you few sisters edified. Till the next time I say shalom, calling Yashala, Bible, DTA soon, shalom.